You're listening to the Lanterns Radio Network. We are the network dedicated to empowering the individual, illuminating the truth, defending American exceptionalism, and inspiring future generations. Stay connected and get involved at Lanterns.buzz for great radio. Get commentary and news of the day. Lanterns.buzz.
Common sense, comedy, and freedom. You found the defenders of American exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Make sure I'm looking at this right. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. Happy Friday.
Saturday.
Why am I saying Friday?
I don't know, dude. Before we get into the holly jollies of today.
Yes, the excitement that is tonight's show.
Oh, don't you know I am overjoyed?
I'm going to tell y'all now, if y'all came in for giggles and laughs...
we might be able to throw a couple in there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get one every now and again, but I'm not making promises. This is.
It's a heady topic. Let's just put it that way.
I've been stewing over this for literally the past week.
Since it started.
Yeah. But anyway, we are live on Facebook. That's at DOAE Show on Facebook. Also on Twitter at DOAE Show.
Also live there. You can find us on Patreon.com. Become a patron of ours if you use the Patreon.com/DOAE Show.
Indeed. All right, so we might as well just rip this damn Band-Aid off and get to it.
All right.
Okay, so...
Break fast in a hurry.
Yeah, pretty much. So there was a school shooting, in case y'all weren't aware.
I had no idea.
No, I know. It's completely snuck up on me, too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, there was apparently a school shooting down in Florida.
Yeah.
17 people were killed.
Yep.
How many?
Whole bunch.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of people injured.
Yeah.
Tons of people grieving, and it is not a thing that we care to come to the radio and talk about, except for all of these stupid freaking fails.
Yeah, that's
that
about
happened.
That's about where we're at. The only reason, and we were aware of this having happened,
right,
when we were on, what was it, Wednesday, and we didn't mention it.
Yeah,
and there was a reason for that. It was
new.
It was too new.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to keep things light. We wanted to keep things happy, to try and otherwise bring some kind of humor to an otherwise dismal situation.
Because it was.
Not anymore. I can hold my tongue no longer.
All right.
What
do you want to start with?
There's just so much to start. We could start with the fact the media fail.
You want to start with the media fail?
Let's start there.
Okay.
The media fail. Anybody who's been watching and catching up with this stuff have been hearing and being told, there's 18 school shootings just in this year alone. Just since the beginning of 2018, there's 18 school shootings, and this is so horrible. Yada 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 yada.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
Nowhere close to true.
To being true.
There were three.
There were three
actual school shootings.
Yeah,
which is still bad. By the way, that still sucks.
Don't get me wrong. It's not good. But you have stuff that it just. Twice were people who shot themselves on school grounds.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's in general. Okay.
Yeah.
That's suicide. Suicide does not count as a school shooting.
Right, because it's suicide. Yes, it's with a gun.
And yes, it was shot, and yes, someone died from it.
But it's not a school shooting.
Suicide.
It's suicide.
Can you, by that logic, that means that I'm sure that there are massive church shootings or massive
amounts of
mall shootings or
stuff.
everywhere, because there are people that shoot themselves all the time.
That's
sad, but it's true.
If that was the case, I mean, technically you could say that the shooting capital of the world would be somewhere close to Japan because of all the suicide rate.
One of them, one of the two that shot themselves on the school grounds was January 3rd, featured a man shooting himself in a former school's parking lot. A former school's parking lot. Now, I don't know if he was a former student, and that's what makes it former, or if it used to be a school parking lot. I can't split that up. But either way,
that doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. On January 10th, a teen killed himself in an Arizona elementary school bathroom. Again, suicide.
Right.
Has nothing to do with... Sorry, I got cords tangling my leg. It has nothing to do with an actual school shooting. One person died, and it was self-inflicted.
Yes.
Moving on. 4 times, a bullet was fired through a school or dorm's window. On January 4th, a gunshot was fired at a high school in Seattle through the office window, and no one was hurt.
So somebody fired a gun or misfired.
Misfired or was not properly shooting in the backyard or something.
And it went a wrong way.
Yeah. It
wasn't actually on the campus. It just kind of happened and went through.
January 10th, a shot was fired, shattering a California State University classroom window. No injuries were reported.
Okay.
Same day in Texas, a bullet was accidentally fired through a classroom wall at a Grayson College Criminal Justice Center.
That's kind of funny.
No one was injured.
That's fine then.
January 15th, a bullet traveled through a residential hall's dorm room. No injuries were reported. On the 25th of January in Mobile, Alabama, a high school student fired a gun on campus. No one was injured. On the 26th in Dearborn, Michigan, shots were fired from a car in a parking lot. No injuries reported. Are you starting to see a trend?
I think I see a pattern.
On February 5th in Maplewood, Minnesota, a third grader pulled the trigger of a cop's gun. I'm going to read this again. February 5th in Maplewood, Minnesota, a third grader pulled the trigger on a cop's gun. It didn't say it fired a bullet. It didn't say it shot anything. He literally had an empty gun and went click.
That's considered a school shooting now?
Apparently, because if you walk around there with when you brandish this, which is my Class 2 look-alike firearm, and don't worry, it's not loaded. I made sure to properly keep it unloaded before I bring it in here.
He's also not actually pointing it at
exactly.
me, so
I'm not pointing at anybody. This is perfectly safe. But, you can get in trouble and get expelled from school for something like this.
Yes.
Then I guess it really logically makes sense that a person can, it could count as a school shooting when a kid pulls a trigger on a cop's gun. Anyway, let's continue.
Continuing on.
Okay.
All right.
Now, here are some cases where someone was injured other than the shooter. January 22nd in Italy, Texas, a teenage girl was wounded by shots from a semi-automatic handgun. The same day in Gently, Louisiana, a 14-year-old boy was injured in a shooting.
Yeah.
February 1st, Los Angeles, California, 5 children were injured in an accidental shooting. February 5th in Maryland, a teenager was shot and injured outside of a high school.
Okay.
Now, fatalities. These are all the fatalities. Now,
not Mortal Kombat.
Get your pen and paper out, because this is going to be. The bodies are about to pile up now. Okay.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
No, not quite. Stop.
Okay.
January 20th, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, just in our own backyard. A football player was shot and killed. 23rd of January, Benton, Kentucky, 2 people were killed, and another 15 were shot in Marshall County High School.
Okay. Yes.
So that's what? 1 person, 2 people. That's 3 people that are killed so far. Don't
15
worry.
15 injured.
Yeah, but, okay, so that's 18. Okay? 18 so far that have been shot. Okay? Counts as a mass shooting. 18 people shot.
Right.
January 31st, a fight broke out in Pennsylvania High School. A 32-year-old man was shot and later died. So that's 19 people.
Okay.
So of the 17 school shootings before Wednesday, 3 students died and roughly 30 to 35 were injured.
In the entire United States?
In the entire United States.
You mean that how many million do we have in the United States again? 300 and what?
Something million. I don't know. 380 million, almost 400 million, something like that.
Okay, so that's not terrible.
No. Now, arguably, and I can
We don't want any of this to happen.
No. That is, I will give this to you. The 3 students who died is 3 too many. The 30 to 35 that were injured is 30 to 35 too many. I'm not disparaging that at all.
No. We are not arguing that case.
But let's actually, and they're not going to, but it would be a great thought. How about we actually, I don't know, be consistent?
Okay.
Let's compare apples to apples and not apples to oranges and go, well, it was on school property, so it counts as a shooting. Forget the fact that it was a disgruntled teacher who turned around and just blew his own brains out because his wife left him and was,
everything else going on. Yeah, despite the fact that he had horrible problems with depression and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. He was huffing Pam out of a dirty sock and he got caught and his wife
just sounds
left him.
Wrong.
I've seen bad things in my life. Don't judge me.
So
but anyway.
All right.
It irritates me so badly. That was one of the first things that they go and jump to is look at us. We're so tormented. It's such a horrible, horrible place.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Not really.
I don't.
No.
I don't think
not really.
so.
We're not in that terrible of a place.
No.
It's really not that bad. It's like it's the same comparison that they used when they tried to claim that 20% of women in college campuses were being raped.
Yeah, the 1 in 5.
The 1 in 5.
Oh my God.
It's like if that was the case, then technically they're safer in Rwanda and Burundi, and they're safer in the Middle East than they are on college campuses.
It must be because we see everyone is vacationing there, don't we?
Yeah, everybody goes there. I mean, no, nobody does. Nobody does at all. So as far as media fail goes, that is a huge, huge media fail. Mm-hmm. Another huge media fail is the what you call it when the amount of not shootings but
spit it out.
It was right on the tip of my tongue and now it's everywhere else.
That's disgusting.
Oh goodness.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back.
You
to that.
think about that.
There's so many things that I'm just.
It is.
It's all in my head now.
This whole thing is a giant cluster. The fact of the matter is that the media right out the gate has been pushing with. Let me rephrase this: the government, elected officials, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes. Yeah, everybody else,
with the assistance of the government, has been trying forever to push for quote gun control.
Okay, okay. So,
did you find it?
No. But that.
Oh,
all right.
I was going to say that what happens is they've been pushing this forever.
Right.
They want some kind of we got to be smart about our guns and blah 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 blah.
Okay. Yeah.
And taking complete responsibility from the individual out of the equation, and you can't do that. No. Newsflash, as our title so eloquently puts it, you're not in control of your life. When these things happen, this is why the minute it happens, now granted the media and politicians are just use it as digs and to try and separate us further.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with the matter is these things bring to light the fact that you, as an individual, do not have as much control over your life as you think.
Right, because you don't.
You don't. We like to walk around our entire lives in our little worlds and our little bubbles and think that, I've got this covered. I'm driving safely. I'm wearing a seatbelt. That does not. You wearing a seatbelt and driving safely and not being a drunk driver does not protect you from the drunk driver.
Right. All it does is, actually, it kind of makes you a target for the drunk driver because he's going to come up through.
Well, theoretically, but that's my point. Is there's steps you can take to make yourself safe. Yes. And to a point, it does increase your chances. But just like everything else in life, nothing is guaranteed.
Right.
You have zero control over your life. You have zero control over what's going to happen to you. There isn't anything that goes on that you can go, I could have fixed that. And when these school shootings happen, when things like this happen, this is when people realize, holy crap, it could have been me.
Yeah.
I have no control over it. We have to get rid of guns. If we get rid of the guns, then
with that, let me ask you a question because this is one of the this is to everybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when have you ever heard somebody actually propose a law that would actually affect any change. This is the stat that I have that I remembered.
Okay.
Okay. In 1967, do you know how many gun laws were on the books? From state to state, federal, local, everything?
No.
250,000.
I'm sorry. But you didn't yell that loud enough.
I needed to yell that a little bit more. 250,000 gun laws were on the books in 1967.
I'm afraid to ask how many there are now.
That's the thing. They've just been piling up. They don't know the exact number anymore because of all the local registrations and everything else. They don't know.
Oh, Joy.
They haven't looked at it.
Oh, this is magical.
But think about that. So 1967, how many of those gun laws do you think have ever been repealed?
Oh, now that I wait. So all of them.
Carry the 2.
I just square root of 0.
Yeah, that's about right.
I figured.
I can't say for definite certain, but I'm about 99.9999999%. It doesn't make well. There was one in North Carolina. They got the whole the permit registration for concealed and carry.
But still,
it's now an open carry state. But that's very recent, and it's very, very issued. I mean,
look,
the stats and the everything that everybody says when they come out and they say we need more gun control, we need more laws, we need more of this. Okay, 250,000 gun laws from 1967.
Doing phenomenally, isn't it?
How is that helping?
I'm trying to get the fact that they again they're going to the gun when you have these kids who are literally eating Tide Pods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be that they need attention or that they need guidance and actual parenting or being some structure. No.
Not
not at
all.
No, it's always the gun's fault and
yeah.
No. Look, and just for the record, and a lot of people are going to be really PO'd when I say this, the Second Amendment, just BT dubs, is not about guns, okay? It's not. It's about protecting yourself. It's about defense. It has nothing to do with guns. So, send a hate mail.
By the way.
But anyway, we're going to continue with this in the next segment. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. We'll be right back. And welcome back, folks. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. You can catch us live right now at DOAE Show on Facebook, at DOAE Show on Twitter as well, with the hashtag #NowIKnow.
You can also find us on YouTube.
Indeed.
Maybe.
Possibly.
They might have blocked us.
I'm surprised Facebook hasn't blocked us yet. Dude, I'm not lying to you. I put a post up yesterday. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I'm not kidding you. There was over the past couple days, I've seen so many of my friends have their stuff get pulled
because of the
comments
the fact that they know.
The making posts and stuff up, fact-based posts that turn around and end up, getting pulled and banned from Facebook. So
yeah, I mean that's great.
I mean they're a private company; they can do what they want to, but
it's their own deal, right?
It's kind of crazy how many are all saying virtually the same thing, and yet their crap kind of disappears. So
Yeah, I know how it works. Anyway, back to the fail fest.
yes, the fail that is.
All right,
that is.
okay.
The media, as we like to say, has failed on stuff.
Right. But there's a lot of other places that people have failed.
Namely our politicians.
Oh.
Politicians have failed. Mm-hmm. We have got some audio here from Senator Kamala Harris. Where she's from? Minnesota, I think.
I don't know where she's
I don't
from,
remember.
honestly.
I don't know, but she's a delightful individual. It just.
I'm sure you'll enjoy.
Yes, go ahead. Hit the button.
It's going to sound a bit harsh.
Okay.
As a prosecutor for years, in appreciating homicide and being able to talk with a judge about it and a jury about it, I had to look at autopsy photographs. When you see the effect of this extreme violence on a human body, and especially the body of a child, maybe it will shock some people into understanding this cannot be a political issue.
Oh, no.
We have to be practical.
Practical.
I support the Second Amendment.
Sure.
But we have to have smart gun safety laws.
Okay.
Okay.
And we cannot tolerate a society and live in a country with any level of pride when our babies are being slaughtered.
Wait.
Hold on.
Did she just say what I think she said?
I think she said something about babies being slaughtered. Camilla Harris.
Wait a second. That babies being
Camilla
killed.
Harris.
You know why that name sounds familiar?
No. Camilla Harris. I don't.
She's not just a senator, but she has a.
Is it Camilla or Kamala?
I don't remember.
No,
It's
no,
all I know is that she has a. She apparently in a certain category is actually very successful. Has a 100% rating.
Oh my!
Yeah.
What is
It's
that?
not
That
for
sounds
governing.
really good.
It is.
That sounds really good.
It is.
Is it gun safety?
No. It would be nice. It would fit.
Is it freedom of speech?
No.
Maybe she's really good on financial policies.
No. I feel like you're almost there, but no. You're close.
All right, you're just gonna have to tell me. I can't.
I could. Okay, the cat's out of the bag. She has a 100% rating with NARAL.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So protecting our babies much.
Protecting our babies apparently stops
when it only starts
once
after they're born.
Yeah, once the baby pops out, apparently that's when it counts as a baby, and that's when you have to protect it. But these 65 million babies that have been
That's
silly.
Those aren't real.
Cells.
That's not real.
Clumps of cells. They're not
That's not
real.
yours. They're not yours. They're not real.
Yes. 100% rating with the National Abortion Rights Action League. Such a delightful woman.
Okay, that's enough about her.
And you know what's funny? No, just before we move on, do you know what's funny about this? That audio, that video, if you're watching on Facebook Live, I got from her personal Twitter account. It's still there.
It's what she wanted the people to see.
She put it on there herself. She's so oblivious. She couldn't catch it.
Now, before we go past it, because I do want to say something. Once again, this goes to, what did she say in the middle of it? I know we caught on to the babies portion, but what did she say in the middle of it? Common sense gun safety laws.
I caught
Let
that
me
too.
ask you a question.
How many?
How many do we have again?
From 1967 or whatever
were
it was?
you listening? How many gun safety laws do we have? Okay, for a right protected by the Constitution
that shall not
be infringed. For that right.
250,000,
50,000,
whatever.
Whatever.
200,000 plus. That's 200,000 plus too many.
Exactly. Okay. Once again, what is the law? Okay. Say that I agreed. Where is the legislation? Don't just give me some fluff. We need to do this. You want to know what you want to do? You want to take more control from the people and you're using emotion, and you're using these dead children to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That is beyond the pale. That is so off from what you are supposed to do.
Well, and forget even what they're supposed to do. Think about this from the angle of how. I've almost said something I shouldn't. How dark of an individual, how empty and shallow of a person you might have to be that you can honestly go ahead and have no problem whatsoever using, like he was saying, these dead kids.
Yeah.
And whether it was the shooting down in Florida, whether it was Sandy Hook, because they were doing it there too. Any shooting that goes on, you have the unmitigated gall to turn around and use someone's dead family, let alone children, as a pawn to try and further something because you feel you have the right to control other people.
Right.
Okay,
so getting past her because
so not trying to let angry Dylan out right now.
We're not going to do that. We're going to get. I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question that I want you to answer as best as you possibly can. Obviously, this is speculation. This kid rode an Uber.
Yeah.
How the heck did the Uber driver not notice the guns?
I don't know. Look. You would think something would have been up whenever he got on.
Dude, I have been an Uber driver.
Okay, well, I got that. Hold on. But the reason I'm trying to get at this is I haven't personally seen whatever it was, the bag that he was using to carry these weapons in. Okay? Well, no, hear me out.
Okay.
Hear me out.
All right.
I got it. There's a gun case right over here. I would pull it in, but the camera's off.
Yeah.
But there's an actual plastic gun case. It's obvious. They're simple. They're about yay wide-ish, and they run about, 5 feet?
Okay.
4 feet, give or take.
All right.
Okay,
5, 4
That's
feet.
standard. You'll be able to tell. It's obvious. Now, you can also fit an AR-15 into a duffel bag.
That's true.
And a 19-year-old kid shows up with an Uber or goes on an Uber in a duffel bag.
If you're taking
you're not going to think anything. Now,
but you're taking an Uber to school in the middle of the day.
Maybe he's in trouble. His parents could have. The Uber driver doesn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
He actually, and he's 19. He could technically, he could have a job maybe as a janitor or something
at the school. Okay.
It's possible. I can see I can let it slide.
All right.
Now, how it got further and how they haven't spoken, I have, but they haven't pushed it further because you can't tell me that they weren't sitting around going, "Oh crap, that was me."
All right, this kid was suspended from school. Mm-hmm. He was expelled, actually. Expelled from school because of his behavior, his actions, the way he treated people. Okay, so you have that. You have the school that initially came out and denied the fact that they knew that he was a problem child.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay, you have that. Then you have the police in the area, the local police, which had been called to his house 31 separate times.
Wait,
31 separate times for different disturbances. You have him on with all of these kids in school talking about how he loved his guns, how he was going to take his guns and shoot, how he wanted to hurt things, how he has a history as a child when he was a kid killing animals. Anybody else? Has anybody else done any sort of understanding of backgrounds of serial killers? Serial killer background. What is the initial point? You kill animals because you're going for the easiest targets and you want to do it. Okay, you kill small animals that are
for fun. Let me
for fun. For
preface
fun.
this.
Not
for fun.
Not hunting.
Yeah.
Not anything else. This is just I see a squirrel. I'm going to kill this. There's a neighbor's cat. I'm going to kill the neighbor's cat. Mm-hmm. Hey, that's a dog. Kill the dog. Ooh, I wonder what's inside. That whole deal. Okay, you have that. You have the fact that he was born, his mother, who, when he was born, he had fetal alcohol syndrome, which everybody that has ever studied it knows that it affects the brain. How it works, how it functions, how this kid sees the world is affected.
Forever tainted.
Forever ruined, unless there's some sort of incredible guidance.
Yes,
to get this kid back on track.
We all know he wasn't getting.
Right, he obviously wasn't getting it. You have the fact that his mom, before she passed away, was on record saying that he is a troubled kid, that he has problems, that he needs help.
And then she passed away.
And then she passed away.
A little weird.
Well, whatever. I'm not going to go in there. That's not a thing. I'm not even speculating. Do not think that I'm speculating on that. Anybody. Because I'm not.
I am. I can do that, though.
But you can do that. I'm not doing that. You can do that.
No, I'm saying that you're speculating.
Oh, you can say that, but nobody else.
Yeah,
nobody else
can.
Because that's not what I'm saying. I'm just publicly announcing that I'm not speculating. Anyway.
But no, it just...
No, and then you have the FBI.
Oh, God.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. If you have...
Because, hold on. This is remind people, this is the same FBI that's been batting 1,000 with the whole Russia thing.
Investigation, which we could have gotten into today, but we're not going to.
We're not going to!
Because we don't have to.
We're still talking... This is like...
Oh, my God. We don't have to talk about Russia. So, we're not going to because I don't...
No, but it's just
really
funny. It's just funny that we're still talking about the FBI, regardless of how it is. It's like...
Yeah. Everything
showing up to the party without being invited and you're still there.
For some reason, why are you still there? Why are you still here, FBI? Anyway, actually, I know why they're here, and they have good reason, and they're a good law enforcement agency for the most part.
Leadership
sucks. All right, so the FBI, well, here's where the field guys get involved. Field office agents had 2 separate calls.
Yep.
One of them was from a local person who knew the kid and said, this kid is going to kill people. He has plans. He has things set up. He is going to kill people. Nothing. The other one was from a YouTuber.
Yep, randomly.
This kid went and he replied to this YouTuber's video, one of his videos, and said, I'm going to be the next school shooter, blah, blah, blah. He called the FBI.
Nothing.
And he said, hey, FBI, you might want to look into this kid.
And they went, yeah, sure, kid.
It went literally nowhere.
Nope.
The FBI didn't even keep a real record of it. They have it at the field office. They stuffed it. They did not even try to go and investigate. They didn't even look into his 31 calls for, other violations. Didn't call nothing. This kid obviously was mentally unstable from birth, needed help, and the family adopted him. The family that he lived with, the parents that he had adopted him. He was from Russia. The whole deal. It was a really good story up until the point in which he was showing that he was going to be violent, and nobody fixed the situation.
Nope.
Or committed him.
Nope. Nobody was actually a parent.
Guys, this is the biggest fail of all. This is not a gun issue.
No.
None of these issues in the past, what was it, 5, 7, 8 mass shootings have been a gun issue.
No.
They've been a mental issue. They've been a mental health issue. These people needed help.
See,
they either didn't seek it themselves,
yep,
or the people around them that knew them well didn't go and get it for them. So what do we really need to be talking about? Well, honestly, I would say maybe we should, instead of looking at adding another law to the 200 and some odd thousand laws that we have on the books for guns, maybe we should look at how we can help those with mental issues better.
That would be...
How we can better care for them. And you know what? If somebody is showing this sort of level from a young age all the way up, how he should probably be committed for everyone's safety.
Yep. I mean, look, it's funny because I unfortunately, and don't ask me why I got roped into it, but I watched, because of all this, people on both sides of the argument are throwing up their videos, and I happened to watch a short discussion that Obama had. It was some kind of a roundtable thing, or not a roundtable thing, but he was talking
with another guy.
He was taking questions from the crowd, and this guy called him out on the whole gun violence thing. Mm-hmm. And the way it was obviously worded, as the captions of the video was, "Oh, look at this guy get owned," and Obama did spend blah 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 blah.
Right. Okay.
It was so bad. I can't believe I watched all of it. But one of the things that he said, and I'm not going into the whole thing. This is not actually the point. But one of the things that he'd mentioned was, it's funny is every time that the left turns around and wants to bring up gun control or gun reform, they think that it's the right hears it as a code word that they want to take your guns.
That's a dog whistle.
That's a dog whistle. That's what he says that happens. Well, what's funny is
that's exactly what it is.
Well, no. Let's give people the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Can it lead to that? Yes. But on the surface as it is, let's give them the benefit of doubt and say it's not going to. Okay. Having said that, though,
I have one problem there.
What's that?
That they've now just started trying to. There's now a reform movement that is trying to take out the Second Amendment.
No, I know. Good luck with that.
Legislation.
Good luck with that. There's not going to happen. There are 300 million guns out there.
I know. You could never get rid of them.
You will never pry it from people's cold, dead hands, and that's the bad part about it.
Or the okay part.
But what I was going to say was the funny side about it is if you turn around and approach the left, approach these progressives and say, hey, we'll do some reform stuff, but let's look into mental health.
Yeah.
They hear it as a dog whistle and
they
lose,
and
they shut everything down.
Everything's crazy? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's crazy now. Well, you do think you're a woman and you're a man.
But
you
we
do
have
think
the sounder for that anyway.
You do think you're black.
Yeah.
And you're white.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't work that way.
I mean, you can't be that. I mean,
it's just, it drives me insane, folks. And again, the Second Amendment now is not about guns. I'm going to make that clear again.
It's
not Second Amendment is not about guns.
It is about protecting us from a tyrannical government.
Preservation, period. That's
it.
all it's there for. But it kills me that they want to turn around and blame an inanimate object instead of actually looking for what could be the actual problems. Mental health. Whether or not that, let's not even do mental health. There are just some bad people out there. Let's look at their history.
Yeah.
Let's look at the fact that has this guy turned around and been killing squirrels and skinning cats and junk like that.
Mess.
39 calls.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because this is going to lead into it.
Oh,
so, China.
Do we have time?
Real quick.
Okay.
Real quick. On this point, China.
Mm-hmm.
China has some of the most strict gun laws ever. Guess what? They just had a mass killing spree.
No.
Yeah. With a knife. 33 dead, 130 injured. With a knife. Tell me it can't happen. I can prove you wrong.
Actually, it didn't just happen, but
it has happened.
It is 2014 when it actually happened.
Right.
But anyway,
but
yes,
happened.
It's not about guns. It's not about guns. That's the point that he was trying to lead into. That's the point I was trying to make about it. People are just bad people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing any legislation is going to do to stop that.
That's right.
So, there's more. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Lanterns Radio Network. We are the network dedicated to empowering the individual, illuminating the truth, defending American exceptionalism, and inspiring future generations. Stay connected and get involved at Lanterns.buzz for great radio. Get commentary and news of the day. Lanterns.buzz.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network. Thank you all for joining us on a Saturday evening. There could be anything else you could be doing, and
yet
probably I was gonna say, and after this, what we're doing,
you probably don't want to be doing this.
Wish you were doing something else.
I know.
I know there are people probably calling me up, going, I would much rather be getting a root canal right now.
Exactly. Well,
anyway,
that is the worst thing and the best thing, right?
But we really do appreciate you guys tuning in. I mean, if it wasn't for y'all, seriously, we wouldn't be doing this. So, really want to appreciate that. We are live on Facebook as usual, DOAE Show. Mm-hmm. We're also on Periscope. We're at Twitter at DOA Show as well. We're on the YouTubes.
You can go to our Patreon.com patreon.com/DOA show. Become a patron of ours.
Yes, we have. We're on iHeartRadio. If in case you want to catch these things later, we're on Spreaker, iTunes,
All the podcasts.
SoundCloud. Blah, 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 blah,
Every
blah.
podcast everywhere that you can find us.
Yeah,
Look for us.
and if
We're
you
there.
have problems and you can't find them in all the obvious places, drop us a line. We'll help you find something.
Exactly.
So, I just, as we've been doing this whole show, and we might as well finish this sucker out with it.
Yep.
Obviously, we're talking about the school shooting down in Florida. A very tragic thing that's happened, and like I said, people, you can't legislate a person's heart. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. Try as you will. People are even the best people do.
The best of
horrible
us
things.
still are worst.
Exactly. Thank you.
The best. It's the same thing with the idea of, our soul and how everything that we do, the work that we do.
Not for nothing.
It's nice. It's good. The things that we do that are good are good. It's just they don't hold a candle
No.
to true goodness. They're not. It's not there.
Not for nothing. Like I said, the example of the whole, a person who just makes bad decisions or a bad person or whatever. Not for nothing. Judas Iscariot was with Jesus for 3 years, side by side, everything in and out, all of it, and he still betrayed him in the end.
Funny how that works.
It's
just what it is.
It is what it is. You can't legislate this stuff away.
Right.
And
so, speaking of Judas, there's another thing going around in the media that I wanted to dive into just for a second to tap on before we actually get to the statistics. We have I saw a video with Bill Whittle. And he was going through the murder rates versus gun rates and everything else.
Yeah,
we have that. We have that here in a minute. But before we get to that, I wanted to say real quick: the mainstream media is now trying to push a narrative that the NRA sponsored the training of this shooter.
Oh my God!
You want to know what they sponsored? J-ROTC.
That's the
Junior ROTC.
In case
this kid, before he got expelled, he was in Junior ROTC.
So
the NRA,
they're blaming,
through a separate fund,
hold on,
was giving cash to the Junior ROTC.
No, then that means that the government trained him, not NRA. Because if he learned it through...
But it was the NRA's money.
Doesn't matter. Junior ROTC...
is military.
It's military, but it's also on school grounds. This counts as a school program, which means theoretically the school paid for it, which means that the state paid for it, which means the federal government paid for it, which means the government trained this kid.
Right.
Losers.
And you want to know what else? It was airsoft weapons.
Oh, well.
It was an airsoft single pellet shot rifle. I mean, like... That's what they used.
It's a step up.
Because they were on
BB
campus.
Guns, at least.
They were on
Thank God.
campus. So, no, airsoft is not a step up. That's a step down.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I mean,
it's
come
a joke.
on.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
So bad. Little plastic pellets firing at targets.
They hurt. Freeze them suckers?
That really hurts. You don't need to do that. That's not good.
We used to do that to paintballs.
Freezing paintballs?
We freeze a paintball.
That's
and
mean. That is mean.
Pop somebody right in the neck. That sucker welt up real fast, boy. Woo. Anyway.
You are not a nice person. Not a nice person. No. But we already know that. We learned that on Wednesday when we went through the art of being a gentleman.
Yeah, and I'm far from it.
But
yes, so one of the things that is irritating, because even though, like I said, the Second Amendment is not about guns, for some reason they always want to make it about guns, and that's the left and the right. And like Steven said, we've got a couple clips that we're going to play here of Bob Whittle.
Oh, Bill.
Bob.
Bill. Where'd you get Bob from?
I don't know. It's a long day.
Bill Whittle.
Bill Whittle.
Yep.
I feel like there should be a song right after his name. Bill Whittle.
Not cool, man. Not
for all
cool.
your plumbing needs. Okay.
That's really weird. You are really weird.
I know.
Right.
But we pulled a bunch of stats that even it blew me away. So we're gonna go ahead and hit that real quick and
all right, let's see
about Mr. Bill Whittle.
Hopping over to the ever-reliable Wikipedia, for example, we discovered that when it comes to per capita gun ownership, the USA does in fact top the list in glory. When measured as the number of guns per 100 residents, the U.S. comes in first at 90. 90 guns per 100 residents. Evidence for the progressives on the left that they do in fact live in the murder capital of the world, because when it comes to gun ownership, America is number one with a bullet, with by far the highest per capita gun ownership in the world. 90 guns per 100 people is half again more than the number 2 spot held by Serbia with 58. Now, all we have to do to prove the left-wing progressive weenie case for banning guns is to do a quick search for the per capita murder rate. And sure enough, leading the number 2 country, again by about half again more, with 90 murders per 100,000 people is Honduras.
Wait.
Socialist gun-controlled Honduras.
That's not right.
Because even though America has by far the highest per capita gun ownership rate, we do not have the highest per capita murder rate. And unfortunately for the progressive leftist argument, we're not second either. Or third.
What?
Wait.
In fact, when it comes to per capita murders, Team USA didn't even make the top 5.
No.
As a matter of fact, we didn't even make the top 10.
Boo.
Or the top 20. Or the top 30.
Really?
Or the top 40. We're not in the top 50.
God, we suck.
We do
Murders.
suck
Gun
at this.
Culture America is not in the top 60 nations in terms of per capita murders, or the top 70, or even the top 80,
Zimbabwe is better than us at this.
or the top 90.
What?
Of the 218 nations
Chad
and
is better
territories
than us.
listed for per capita murders, the United States
Pakistan.
of America, Murderville, USA,
Mali.
did not break the top 100. We are, with 4.7 murders per 100,000 people in 2012, number 111.
Wow.
That's actually a pretty good number. 111 out
And you
of
know,
218.
Gee, I wonder why.
I don't know. Well, so
With that many guns
right,
per capita,
right.
you would think that it's like the Wild West out there. Isn't that what everyone in Europe is convinced anyway, that that's what it is?
I mean,
that we just want everybody, women and children and men
everybody.
are carrying guns around, and we just walk around and just like the
Strutting
Westerns
our
were
stuff,
to be,
man.
ching, 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 stick 'em up, Johnny. That's
You
what,
and me, high noon.
Exactly.
What?
That's what they think it is, and it's not. But it gets better. It gets.
We got. You want to do
keep
the next?
going. Yeah, keep going.
next
We
clip.
got 2 more. Keep
All
going.
right,
This
let's
is
do
this
this.
is
This
gold,
is
Jerry.
good.
This is gold.
All right.
111th place, America's murder rate of 4.7 per 100,000 citizens, is artificially much higher than it should be, because it includes so many deadly, murderous, toxic places, like number 1 on the list of highly gun-controlled, democratically governed since the Stone Age murder pits, like Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, with strict gun control laws, has a per capita murder rate of 54.6 murders per 100,000 citizens.
Holy
If Detroit
smokes.
were its own country, it would just beat Venezuela for second as the most murderous country in the world, behind Honduras.
If it was his own country.
America's 111th place, 4.7 murder per 100,000 people, also includes, in order, democratically controlled, heavily gun-controlled New Orleans with 53.2 murders per 100,000, St. Louis with 35.5, Baltimore with 34.9, Newark with 34.4, Oakland with 31.8, followed by Stockton 23.7, Kansas City 22.6,
Wow, Kansas City.
Philadelphia 21.5,
Go Philly.
Cleveland 21.3, Memphis 20.2,
Them
and
Eagles.
Atlanta 19.0, and of course Chicago with 18.5 murders per 100,000 people per year. America's per capita average of 4.7 murders includes all of these high crime areas. The first city to appear in Gun Mad, Texas, is Dallas, which isn't even in the top 20.
Wow. Not even in the top 20. That's just.
Now,
No.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't know.
All right, no. Keep going, because this last clip's going to sum everything up, and we'll touch on this. It's
all right. So
this is going to be the conclusion. This is just roll it. Just roll it.
Just roll it.
Just roll it. Hit the button.
America's overall average of 4.7 is as low as it is because of places like Plano, Texas. It's the last city on the list with a murder rate of 0.4. Now, having been to Plano, Texas,
how do you kill
several times,
0.4
I
of a
can tell
person?
you
I don't
with
know.
confidence that virtually every home in Plano, Texas, has an entire arsenal of AR-15 assault rifles, semi-automatic shotguns, 30-06 hunting rifles. They got 45s, 357s. They got 38s. They've got 9mm. They have an assortment of 22s for the kids to practice with. Not to mention every species of tomahawk, Bowie knife, hunting knife, jackknife, bayonet, switchblade. They've got pointy rocks. They've got sharp sticks. The per capita murder rate in Gun Nut Central is 0.4 per 100,000. If the United States of America as a nation had the same murder rate as Plano, Texas, we would not be 111 out of 218. We'd be 211 out of 218.
That'd be crazy.
Well below Switzerland at 0.6. Half of Germany, Spain, and Denmark at 0.8 murders, and well below half of New Zealand, the Netherlands, Austria, Italy, France, and Australia.
You know, the funny part about all that is those are the exact same countries that are always touted when it comes to, like...
Murder rate?
Well, no, I was going to actually
Gun
say...
control?
No. When they use it as a socialist utopia, that's what they use to reference.
Oh, yeah.
Look how great Denmark is, and they apparently have more people killed there than they
Plano,
do in
Texas.
Plano, Texas.
Who also has, about the same population.
Weird, isn't
Isn't that
it?
funny?
I see. This is why I love Texas. Texas, you rock. If I wasn't living here, I'd be living in Plano, Texas.
So
I'll tell you that
basically,
right
America's
now.
national gun control problem isn't actually a gun control problem.
Wait.
It's an inner city problem.
No, it's not even that. It's a person problem. It's a human problem.
Right, but if we had to not point at the person, if there was a thing that they had to say, we can't point at individuals, we have to point at a group or a thing, it would be our cities.
It's weird how that works out.
Our cities, our big metropolis cities, are the high crime rates, are the big issues, are the biggest problems in our nation.
Yeah.
And not just those, but the ones that are run by Democrats.
Of course it's well. I usually don't like to play this side against that side, but
It's a truth.
the evidence is there. So
It's a truth.
just off the wire makes me sound all official.
Just off the wire.
Just off the wire. About an hour ago on the Blaze, the Florida sheriff has a game changer plan.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start arming teachers.
Teachers.
It might start arming teenagers too. They're going to start arming the teachers and ending gun-free zones in schools.
That's
in
not
Florida
bad.
now.
That is not a bad idea. They have that in Texas and some of the counties.
I know.
I honestly, I'm good with that, and I want that.
Yeah.
I want my kids' teachers, to have weapons so that they can defend the children.
Yeah, there's all kinds of ways that we could do this. You could have teachers having the guns. You could have one of my favorites has always been we could get veterans. Unemployed veterans
To have
or
security guards.
Oh my God, those guys would
Yes.
love to do that. It puts them back in a position where they feel like they're being useful again
All they'd have to do
in
is-
their line of work.
And they're protecting children.
And please, you couldn't pick. I mean, obviously, you would vet them, you would psychologically
Right,
test them, and blah
right,
blah 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 blah.
right.
But if they are legally able, mentally and otherwise, to be able to handle and have a firearm, put their butts in there.
Yeah, of course.
I'm down for that.
Definitely. I'd go for that 100%.
So many things that you can do, so many fails on this, and there's so much more we could have dived in this week.
Oh, yeah. There's
Our
so
time,
much.
unfortunately, has come to a complete end. This is the first time I can honestly say, holy crap, the hour is gone, and we've got so much more to talk about.
We could really just dig in
I
a lot more. Obviously, you guys have been posting a whole bunch of mess on the Facebook page. Obviously, we could have gone into more. We could have gone deeper. We could have gone through. We don't have the time.
No, the point of the matter is this whole situation, it's a human problem. In the end, you don't control your life. As much as you like to think, you only have a certain point of it, and that's it.
That's it.
And
That's all we got.
instead of being afraid and having to feel you need to take away something like that, how about be appreciative and thankful that it wasn't you, and then maybe pray and come alongside the people who did lose someone.
Exactly.
That's just a thought. You can find us at Defenders of American Exceptionalism. We're on Facebook at DOAE Show, DOAE Show on Twitter. You can find us
Patreon.com at DOAE Show.
Also on the YouTubes, Lanterns.buzz.
And anywhere else you can find a podcast.
Yep. Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here. Have a good night. Bye-bye.